What is your take on like diet zero max products? Like, is that healthier? Is that better to be consuming if you're like esporting?
Yeah, I get this question a lot, and I think that there is definitely a sugar phobia
Yeah.
in
Or fat
like
phobia. Yeah, something like
yeah,
that.
there's phobias all around actually, but yeah, sugar phobia is definitely. I hear a lot of players nowadays who are saying things like net carbs and stuff. Like they're savvy, like they've seen this verbiage around, which previously was only something that like dietitians really knew about. Um, but to get to your question about artificial sweeteners and zero cal options, it's going to depend a little bit on context. So I've worked with some individuals who are morbidly obese and they have metabolic syndrome, type 2 diabetes, all these kind of things. And for them, they were drinking, as much as like a liter of soda a day.
A
And so,
day.
yeah, sometimes even like I had a guy one time who was drinking a gallon of
A gallon.
yeah, a gallon of soda and sweet tea from McDonald's per day.
Okay, that's the case we see. That should stop. Just kidding. Go ahead.
And it was crazy. And this guy actually was had one of his feet amputated as a
Oh,
result of this because of the uncontrolled
damn.
diabetes. This is really, really nuts. And so for an individual like that who is drinking literally a gallon of sugar per day, what we did was we started substituting out some of that for zero cal. At first it was, just, okay, can you do 1 cup of zero cal beverage in place of this? And slowly, but surely, it took a long time. We were able to help out with his blood sugar levels and get him some weight loss. In that instance, very good. If it's a stepping stone that you need to transition from high calories and this problem that's causing you to be obese and diabetic and all this kind of stuff, then absolutely, it makes a whole lot of sense. On the other hand, if you are relatively healthy and you are
Relatively.
looking, yeah, let's say you're a young healthy individual and you are trying to add in, let's say you only drink water, and
Okay.
then now it's like, okay, now I'm considering adding a Diet Coke or something to my diet. Is that okay? It's going to depend slightly still. Again, what I would say is there are ways to make it so that way it doesn't have any problems. But in general, it's inferior to usually the whole food version. So there's a couple things that we know. So first off, we have seen in the literature that long-term use of high doses of artificial sweeteners can negatively impact your gut microbiome. The gut microbiome is this collection of bugs that live in your large intestine, and they are true symbiotes. We see that they are literally linked to every single health disease that we have. So it's like they're really important. They're true symbiotes. They do a lot of good stuff for us. And we've been able to characterize like both good and bad bacteria that live in there. Eating a trash diet tends to favor the bad bacteria. Eating a good diet tends to favor the good bacteria. And when the proportion of those changes, you see different health consequences. We have data which shows artificial sweetener use will negatively impact those guys down there in your gut microbiome. So that's one knock on artificial sweeteners, is if you're using it to a high degree and you're doing it every single day, you might negatively impact your gut function. So that kind of sucks. Typically, I like to say as long as you're only having like 1 to 2 servings of artificial sweetener per day, it should be okay for you, especially if you're exercising. If you're exercising, then probably closer to 2 is totally fine.